So we've got the stadium just in the background. I'm a Spurs fan, Jason. Jace, how have you seen the training so far under Ange Postecoglou? Have you been impressed?
Just been impressed how much better we've looked going forwards. I thought the West Ham game, I flew on the day of the West Ham game, so I only saw the first half. And even though we were 2-0 down, I thought we were better in West Ham.
Yeah.
Had chance after chance after chance. Bissouma made a big impression in the bit that I saw. And we looked quite good, which obviously defensively, we all know there's a certain issue in a couple of positions that we need to strengthen.
Are you confident that Spurs are going to sign a couple of decent centre-halves this window?
I'm confident we'll sign 2 centre-halves that we will think is an upgrade, but the test of time is, will we look at it as an upgrade in 12 months' time? Will Van der Ven, will Tapsoba actually be an upgrade? Because if you think about it, Davinson Sanchez, when he came in, was highly rated, 42 million. So just because you're signing them, you have to give it that time to see what they adapt to the Premier League.
The smiles seem to be back. Ange has got these players in this squad playing front foot attacking football. Nice to see, isn't it?
That's why our whole history is founded on front foot attacking football, and it's been a frustration for so many people that it's not just the results we've had, the style of football has been pretty poor now for 4 years. So it's definitely something that had to be improved upon, and I'm actually really confident for the season. I think with the Newcastle, Villas, Brightons having to embrace Europe rather than bidding it like us and Liverpool will, and there's 5 Champions League places this year, not 4. I actually believe we're not that far away from being able to be back in the Champions League, because I still look at it and think 62 points last year in an absolutely dire, appalling season.
Yeah.
And we will need to get 68 points this year. Are we capable in any improvement of getting 6 points more? We definitely are. Chelsea will get more, Liverpool will get more, but we have a bigger chance than people realise that we do to get that place.
Josh, going back to the defence, Ange Postecoglou in his press conference the other day said those 2 goals were on him because he's not really worked with the defence yet. So what does he do during this pre-season tour, particularly here in Thailand and then on to Singapore next week? Because does he try to get the best out of players like Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, Tanganga and co, or is it absolutely vital that the club sign new centre-backs so he can work with them as soon as possible?
Yeah, absolutely. There's got to be 2 that come in as quickly as possible. But, I mean, in fairness to him, when you've got those 3 players here, you can't just bin them off and leave them back in England and say, I'm not going with it, because it comes the end of that transfer window, we may be stuck with 1 or 2. So, you've got to still have them within the group and things like that. But I think Tottenham badly needs, it's not just whether we like them or not, you need fresh blood in that area now. They've tried and they've failed so often that supporters just won't tolerate them. And if you don't want that toxic atmosphere, it has to change. How
are you feeling as a Spurs fan right now? Do you feel more positive than say last year? Because let's be honest and frank about it, these last few years have been pretty dull, watching dull football. We've gone from Pochettino to Jose Mourinho to Nuno Espirito Santo, Antonio Conte, haven't been successful. What do you think is going to be different this time under Ange?
I think having a new manager this year, changing the style of football we do, but the key for me is without Europe, time on that training pitch. That pre-run up until January, time to work with players without those distractions of a game, particularly Champions League level football. And it's why I think we'll succeed more than the Villas and that we'll have to embrace Europe. That's one of the big differences, that Brighton have never had Europe. So when teams look at Brighton and say they're better than Tottenham, once they're playing Hoffenheim, which to us would be a downgrade game, Brighton playing Hoffenheim will be a huge game for Brighton. It'll be big games for Villa, and they're obviously massive ones for Newcastle. And I don't think any of those teams have got the squads to cope with football at high levels twice a week. So I think Tottenham will have a massive benefit from once a week football.
Jace, what's your expectation for Spurs next year? What would be a successful season under Ange Postecoglou in his first year? And obviously, I think it's fair to say that the fans do need to give him time because we're going for a rebuild. Spurs have given him a 4-year contract, but what is the expectation for you?
I think we have a great chance to target the League Cup, because again, with no Europe, so we don't have to rotate and things like that. I'd love to see us attack that League Cup. The FA Cup's slightly different because the run-in for that is at the same time as the running for the league. But that League Cup, done and dusted in February, is perfect for Tottenham. Attack that, and I think Tottenham will be no lower than 6th. But I honestly believe there's a great chance to get 4th or 5th. But it has to be with that trophy. 4th on its own will not represent success. We need to be back in the Champions League, but we need that silverware now.
Will Harry Kane be a Spurs player on the 2nd of September?
Unless Bayern pay 100 million, he will be. But I do believe that if they reach a certain figure, that Tottenham will let him go.
Jace, we're in Thailand, obviously in Bangkok. I've really enjoyed my time, so thanks for showing me around and showing me the ropes here. Tell us a little bit about Thailand, because you lived here for a while.
12 years, 12 happiest years of my life here. It's a fantastic country, mate. It means a lot to me.
You can tell he's getting emotional about it. Jace, thanks so much. We're off to the training now, so we will see you there. Come on, you Spurs.